Alex Pereira is the light heavyweight GOAT. He's the light heavyweight GOAT. I know you guys are going to get mad at me for saying this, but I can't put Jon Jones as the light heavyweight GOAT because he cheated. He cheated. He cheated. So, what are you going to do? He cheated. Anybody who cheats, anybody who gets popped, they cannot be considered the greatest of all time. And the reason they can't be considered the greatest of all time is because they broke the rules that everybody else is following. Oh, but the substance, the substance is allowed now. It's allowed in that, but it wasn't at the time. It wasn't at the time, fools. And so because of that, he cannot be considered the GOAT. But in all seriousness, most people say that Jon Jones for sure is the light heavyweight GOAT. He is the greatest of all time. He's the pound for pound #1. Dana has been glazing him nonstop for like the last 3 or 4 pay-per-views. I don't really know why. But the reality is that is there a scenario? Because right now, you've got Alex Pereira, who's probably #2 for light heavyweight. You know what I mean? I can't think of anybody in recent history who has the resume that Alex Pereira has. Now, that being said, he's only got 3 title defenses, but he's so active. He's probably going to fight now, and we might even see him fight one more time before the end of the year or early next year, right? He's such an active champion. So the question is, what would Alex Pereira have to do in order to surpass Jon Jones as the light heavyweight GOAT? Which, by the way, is a tall order, right? I understand this. Jon Jones has 13 title defenses. He won the belt when he was 23. He's defended it multiple times. And even if you, for whatever reason, you fans out there just ignore the fact that he cheated more than once, he got banned, he got suspended, he did all this other kind of stuff. You want to ignore that, but cool. Like, okay, fine, let's ignore it. Is there a scenario where Pereira can surpass him, right? 13 title defenses, that's a tall order, right? Like, even, right now he's at 3. He is at 2. He'll be at 3 after this weekend, assuming he beats Khalil Rountree, which a lot of people are thinking that's almost a guarantee. But you never know, right? Rountree is a very powerful striker. He's got amazing KO power, Muay Thai style, but yeah, I mean, I think he does not match up very well against Pereira. That is for sure. But anything can happen, right? You never know. You never know. We could be looking at a new champion next week, and then this entire video becomes pointless. But let's say he gets the title defense. Who else does he have to beat to be considered to have surpassed Jones, right? So there's a few ways that people look at it. #1 is purity, right? And that's how I look at it, right? If you've cheated, you're not the GOAT, period. So the only guy who, and that's why there's an asterisk beside Anderson Silva too, right? Because I believe he got busted as well. So people like Demetrius Johnson and George St. Pierre and Khabib and all these guys, because they've never been caught, and you're like, oh, I know they were on roids. You don't. You're not a scientist. You don't know. Maybe he was. You don't know. But unless they get caught, there's no way to know. So let's just stop until there's actual, like, concrete proof. Judge, jury, executioner, you did this and you made your mistake, right? You cheated. Until that happens, we're not having this conversation. But my point is that Jon Jones, 13 title defenses, very impressive, right? And greatest of all time in a lot of your guys' books. So is that the thing? Does Alex Pereira need 10 more title defenses? He's 37 now. Can he get 10 title defenses before he retires? The reality is, to me, the guy at light heavyweight who is his biggest nemesis is Magomed Ankalaev, right? And so if either the UFC is going to have to keep him away from Alex Pereira, or they're going to have to make it they fight, which frankly I think they should. And when that happens, like, Pereira still has a good chance of winning. Those leg kicks are brutal, right? Magomed Ankalaev fought Jan Blachowicz to a draw, And a lot of people were saying that the reason for that was because of the damage that he did with those leg kicks, right? So if Jan Blachowicz' leg kicks were a problem, Pereira's leg kicks are going to be an immense problem. You know what I mean? So if he beats Rountree, he beats Magomed Ankalaev, those are kind of the top dogs in his division, right? You've got Rakic in there. Who else is coming up, right? Let's even look at this. Who would Alex Pereira need to beat in order to dethrone Jon Jones? And like maybe there is that chance that he goes up to heavyweight and fights Tom Aspinall for the title, because there's no chance Jon Jones is agreed to that. Jon Jones said he's done after Stipe, right? So let's just see. Like, he's beaten Yuri, he's beat Hill. Jan probably has a case that he can make. Oh, he only fought me to a split decision, right? He fought me to a split decision. Give me the next shot, and they might do that, right? Like they don't like Ankalaev. Dana doesn't like Ankalaev, right? So you have a case there. Jamal Hill, if he beats somebody, maybe he gets a rematch, right? But like there aren't 13 names here that he can kind of go through, right? Because I think he beats most of the guys in here: Nikita Krylov, Rakic, Anthony Smith, Azamat. I don't know about him. Olberg would be really interesting. Carlos Olberg would be interesting if he gets a couple more wins. Like, he would be interesting. Ozdemir, I don't think that's a big threat there. But any of these guys, other than Magomed Ankalaev, I don't see a huge threat to Alex Pereira. Carlos Olberg would be very interesting. I'd be interested in that fight. So, but the question is, what does he have to do, right? That's my whole point of this video. How does Alex Pereira... Oh, and is it possible for him to surpass Jon Jones? Because you could certainly make a case. Number one, Jon Jones, he's had a couple close ones, right? Dominic Reyes, a lot of people thought that Dominic Reyes won that fight. I actually don't think Reyes won that fight, but I'm in the minority. Everybody I've talked to said they thought Reyes won that fight. Split decision with Santos, right? Some close ones with Gustafsson, different things like that. Whereas as of right now, I don't think we've really had anyone think that Pereira lost to anybody at light heavyweight, right? Even that split decision with Jan, I don't think anybody thought that Jan won that fight, except for the judge, a crazy judge. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at. I don't think he has the time necessarily to get more title defenses than Jon Jones. So then the case is, okay, out of the people he's beaten, are the people he's beaten better or worse than the people that Jon Jones beat, right? And the fact of the matter is, I think that today's competition is better than the light heavyweight division of 10 years ago, right? So, you've got DC in there. DC was probably, but at that time, right, DC was 37 years old when they fought, I believe. You know what I mean? And who else? Who else? Dominic Reyes was kind of the young guy coming up, and a lot of people thought he won. But look at the skid he went on after he lost to Jon Jones, right? Anthony Smith, same kind of thing. So yeah, it's just, that's the situation we're in, right? A lot of people are wondering what Alex Pereira can do to surpass Jones as light heavyweight GOAT. Can he ever get there? And to me, the answer is yes. If he beats Magomed Ankalaev, and then Carlos Olberg to me is an interesting one. Maybe he rematches Jan, maybe he rematches Jamal Hill, but it's a big if, right? And then there's the case a lot of people want to see him go up to heavyweight, and I think they might make that happen. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. If you wouldn't mind hitting the like and subscribe button, helps with the algorithm, helps grow the channel. I want to thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time.